So let me finish up my charge talk. Charging is actually a problem for the following reason as well. And this might be BioWare's fault. It's a very imperfect power. You'll see numerous. It's not just me having bad aim with a shotgun, which I have to admit, half the time it is the case. But you'll see me charging at enemies sometimes, and you end up in the most, for lack of a better expression, unfortuitous positions. You'll be charging, and you end up on the side, and it takes you three seconds to reposition yourself to get a shotgun shot in. Never mind consistent headshots. I mean, consistent headshots would be easy if you have if you always charged in a straight line and the enemy was directly in front of you. I venture to say that doesn't even happen half the time in my experience playing the Vanguard. Most of the time, when you charge in, you're gonna you end up at some weird angle. Sometimes it's not that bad. Sometimes you end up you're on the other side of the enemy. You have to do a 360 and turn around. So charge is really flawed in a lot of ways because it doesn't line you up perfectly for a shot. Sometimes it does, but that's not often. That's maybe half the time, and you're really lucky if that happens. And so you got to deal with that as well. So charge is okay. Final overview. Charge, very dangerous, puts you in a difficult position, but very rewarding. Make sure you charge strategically. Don't feel obligated to charge. Charge if you feel comfortable. Don't charge if you don't. If you need to duck under cover for a while, then whatever, then do so. And yeah, charge is flawed. It does not line. It doesn't line you up it doesn't put you in a straight line to line up a headshot or point blank shot all the time. A lot of the time, it's maneuvering and repositioning, and that's a pain in the ass. And yeah, it's unfortunate. It's probably a flaw that BioWare put in the game unintentionally. Maybe when Mass Effect 3 comes out, they'll make it so that charge always has a straight line. Because even with the slowdown effect of heavy charge, yeah, it's going to be a problem because you have stuff to turn around, and so yeah. Okay, so I've talked about that. Let me talk about my build, and I'm quite, I'm high level now, so 21, level 21. But as I've explained many times with the infiltrator and the soldier, I like to go for passive. So going back on my evolution here, I yeah, I maxed out. The very first thing I did, I put everything in a champion. Maybe I put a 2 into for a little bit of shield boost into heavy charge. Why? Because you're going to increase your weapon damage, your recharge time, your health. This is going to benefit, and your power duration. You're going to benefit the most from this. Charge is going to benefit a lot more if you have this maxed out than if you just have one in champion, then you have heavy charge, because the recharge rate will be a lot lower. Now, I happen to have all the biotic cooldown bonuses. I mean, when you see them in the collector ship, I have the maximum 6 upgrades on biotic powers. And if you're wondering about 6 and you think it's only 5, one of the Firewalker missions allows you to get one extra one, which gives you 6. So I have a 60% damage upgrade. Anyway, always max out the passives. And then I usually go for maxing out Inferno ammo. That's what I try to do most of the time. Inferno ammo is super useful. It's not so useful against synthetics. When I fight synthetics like Geth, only Geth, because the others are just mechs and they have armor as opposed to shields. I take Zaid with me and I max out his squad disruptor ammo pretty early, so I just give my 40 cent. It's plenty to deal with the Geth. Otherwise, the organics I always use the Inferno ammo. Cryom is an interesting option as well, and I'll talk about that in a bit. So yeah, Inferno, and then I went on this is just a wacky Ethereum, and I thought, I never had bothered to explore Slam very much as a power. I just thought it's a waste. It's a duplicate of Pull or Shockwave. It's not true. I've had some really, really awesome moments with Slam. You see, I maxed it out. I have Heavy Slam. Well, Slam, first off, is a great power for the Vanguard. Remember, as much as the Vanguard is a weapon soldiering-like class, you're still a biotic class. So every power, uh, every bonus power you take, in my opinion, should be either passive, maybe like warp ammo, or alternatively reeve, which is probably the standard. Most people take reeve. It gives you, a powerful attack. And I decided, since I've always taken reeve, to go for slam. It is insanely useful. And part of the reason is the recharge time is 3 seconds, and with all the cooldowns, bonuses, it's slightly below 2 seconds. So basically, once you get heavy slam, and you're charging, and you slam someone, but before they even hit the ground, you're ready to hit them again. And here's the advantage. You think, oh, it's kind of useless. It duplicates pull. No, what I've discovered is pull is. I mean, if you want to set up biotic detonation combos, yeah, you're gonna use pull. Heavy slam is a great slam in general is a great incapacitator. It's not a huge damage dealer, though heavy slam does some pretty decent damage after all the upgrades. But it allows you to incapacitate the enemy in an amazing way that they're just out cold. I've done it with Krogans before. Once you get their armor off, you slam them rather than charge and send them flying, and then they're on the ground. You just blast them away. It's a great power, and of course it benefits from all the cooldown and power bonuses of Vanguard, the champion. So yeah, I would suggest try and slam out. It's really fun, and you see in the videos, particularly in the collector ship, I use it a fair amount. It's especially when I'm behind cover. I don't feel like the option to charge. There are 2 or 3 collectors. One of them or two of them have their armor down. I slam them, and oftentimes it's enough because they get lifted. I mean, with a heavy slam, it's insane. They get lifted up to the sky, and Grunt will hit them with Inferno ammo or whatever, and they'll just be dead before they hit the ground. Yeah, so I don't bother with shock. I mean, we'll see how the rest of the build goes. I'm definitely going to max out Squad Cryo. Let's talk about Squad Cryo. Is insanely useful. It's just, I would never go without it. I mean, you don't have to it depends. Sometimes people want to prioritize it as the first thing. But, eventually you want to max it out. It's really useful. The other thing is, well, I used to use, well, okay, so that's the build, right? Let's talk about,